right.
Don't pay attention to him.
You know Sally cut off? She cuts herself off.
Mom and Dad always told me not to pay attention to his equipment.
Did he say something?
Huh? I didn't hear you. Nothing I wanted to ask. It's always nice when I get to do it like at town meeting or something.
Oh, no.
And lawyers usually.
Well, I mean, you know, I had it happen, but it isn't really the time you want it to happen.
No.
Trying to find it.
Evening.
This is what it is.
Hello.
Yeah, they're on the back.
Yeah.
Good catch.
I'll call the public hearing number 1 to order. General Assistance Ordinance updates revisions dated September 2022. Any comments from the public? Any comments from the board? No discussion. I'll close the public hearing. Open the public hearing on the marijuana facility licensing application for 232 Seven Farms LLC. There's somebody here from that company if they'd like to speak.
So we'd like to thank you all for your time. We appreciate, we're looking for approval for the location 822 Main Street, Building B, in order to go ahead with our Tier 3 licensing.
Whereabouts is it located?
My name is Barry Lorand.
Barry, no Barry.
The old National Wood Product Complex, the middle section.
Oh, okay. Comments, questions from the public? Comments, questions from the board?
You checked it out?
Yeah, I did a fire inspection.
You did?
They got a couple minor things to update, and I've talked to the owner. He is working on that. It's hard to get an electrician, but I gave him a little leeway, and I gave all that report to Wendy.
Yep. Code enforcement officer's fine with it.
Yep, the police chief signed off and the code enforcement officer signed off and they checked off the recommend approval.
Okay.
Any other comments, questions, concerns? Close the public hearing. I will call the select board's meeting to order. Remain receiving the flag. Please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Action on the minutes.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Any adjustments to the agenda?
I have nothing, sir.
Public comments. Please state your name and the town of record you're from.
I don't have anything that I can think of. I will,
That's
halfway down.
news.
Business item 5.1, adoption of revised updated General Assistance Ordinance dated September 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Sharon, have anything on that she wanted?
She didn't share anything on that note.
Moved and seconded. Discussion is completed. All those in favor? Unanimous. Business item 5.2, review and/or approval of marijuana facility license application for 237 Farms LLC.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Any discussion? I think Colby said it all in the public hearing, so all those in favor? Unanimous. 5.3, medical billing hardship application, process discussion approval, potential approval.
All right, so a couple meetings ago, Sharon Jackson brought up the idea of trying to have a hardship application process for those that have a difficult time paying their EMS medical bills. So, working with Paul, the fire chief, and looking at some other samples, we put together this draft that you guys see in your packets. It's basically a letter that explains, what's going on. Are you having a hardship? Do you need assistance? And if that's the case, please fill out the attached form with that, which asks for, just needed information to make some determinations on, where if they have insurance and all those kind of things. The billing company is able to, before they send it to collections, at our request, they would send these out to any customers who couldn't pay. They'd get 30 days, they don't pay, then they go to collections, or they make an arrangement with us, one of the two. So, this was our first stab at that. Interested to hear the board's feedback or thoughts on that.
I had a question.
Looks good to me.
So when they send this back, do we want them sending it to the fire chief? Is it gonna be his determination whether they're?
So, I wanted there to be a collection point. Right now, the fire department is the one, and correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, what is it, Steve is the one Cordwell is the one that's handling. Sean,
Yep.
sorry. Sean Cordwell is handling the medical
Billing,
billing stuff. So I wanted it to go back to the fire department so they can collect them and get them to us and so forth, so.
Discuss them.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time we've done this too, so we'll do whatever.
Yeah, if it wasn't appropriate to come to you, then
Right. I
I
mean,
don't
we'll
want to cause
collect
extra
them and
work for you if
then,
it.
we'll collect them, then come see Adam and.
So the select board still makes the final decision. on
Yes.
this. Okay.
Yeah, but I figured that if it goes to the fire department or, the chief's designee over there and collects them, we can have a discussion,
Attach it to a run sheet and.
make a recommendation to the board, and then you guys can make a decision, so.
Sounds good to me.
Pretty much just a paper trail.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Unanimous? Department head report.
Well, in front of you should be 2 years' worth of reports of the type of calls we go to, medical, fire, and all that. I tried to get 3 years' worth, but I didn't want to bog you down with numbers. But just real briefly, though, in 2020, we did a total of, sorry, I'm going to get to the right number for it. We only did 839 calls total in 2020, and then we jumped up the next year to 1,119. So that was all because COVID started and stuff. But since then, we are increasing. We still got 2.5 more weeks to go of the year. I'm sure our average is 20 calls a week, so I think we'll hit way over what I'm projecting. Out of that though, we're doing a lot of overlap calls, and what I mean by that is before the rescue of the fire truck can clear their first call, we're getting another call. And at night, we're having a hard time with the call force coming back or any off-duty people. In 2000, we had 92 calls of that happening. We were managed to handle it, or we had to turf it to like pull under a pace of medical calls. In 2021, we had 164 calls like that. In 2022, we're at 157 calls already, so could be many, not many more, a few more by the end of the year. And to add to that, we're only doing that with 15 per diems. We have a roster of 32. Some of those are fire police, some of those are call force that may only be around a couple times a month because they work other places. So we're okay. We're managing the calls. I will say there's some EMS calls that happen. When they're done, there's another fire call, and that EMS crew that night is handling that fire call also. We are still working on that. I know we talked about that last year, but staffing is hurting everyone right now. And I'm gonna be working with Adam coming up to see what we can do to get more staffing. Mutual aid stuff, we're 50-50 on what we receive and what we give. This year alone, we did 103 mutual aid calls. Last year was 123. But everybody's calling for us. Everybody needs help. Any questions or anything else I can go into more detail on? Or?
You said 50-50 on mutual aid, so.
Yeah, I mean.
As many as you're going to in
Pace,
other towns.
yeah,
they're
we'll
coming
cover a
in.
call for Pace because they're busy, or Poland, but they'll also help us if we need a paramedic or something. We're sharing.
What did you say your good intent calls are?
If somebody calls for, it happens, we've done 2 already, a cat in a tree type of call. I mean, really it's a service call, but sometimes they code them in a different area. Unless, correct me if I'm wrong, Scott.
Well, that, or like the other, last week, we had that smoke report, and it was burning from.
Oh, yeah. If we get false alarms like that, it's like, it's how we classify it.
What kind of one?
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was.
And you'll see, like, the building fires, we don't have that many in town. Some of those are, a lot of those are mutual aid calls. We don't have that many buildings.
Okay, whose house is up for
Compared to
night?
the
I mean,
100
you know,
calls.
yeah, right.
It's a small percentage.
Any Irishmen in the
Do
room?
you, just curious, and maybe at a later date, you probably don't know off the top of your head, but 2019 numbers, so before COVID,
I can run this same report.
what
back.
those, so comparing the year before COVID
Yep.
to maybe this
Do
year.
you want that for next meeting, or just
If
send
you have
Adam an
time
email?
to pull
Give it
that
to you
up,
in
or
email?
email's fine.
Okay.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'll run you a bunch of numbers,
To
or
see
stop
if
in,
it's
or.
up substantially.
Yep.
Here, send it to me, I can just send
Yep.
it around.
Town manager's report.
All right, a couple things. The broadband expansion, that, remember we talked about that 6 months ago or so. Spectrum Northeast has finished the broadband expansion. Black Island Road, Cohut, Smith Road, Skeetfield Road, Sanborn Lane, Noble Road, McAllister Lane, Main Street, there was some sections there. Jones Mountain Road, Industrial Drive, Hickory Hill, 4th Street, East Oxford, Cooper Lane, Cole Pond Road, Brothers Lane, and Bamberg Lane. All those now have broadband there, and if you're interested from the public in getting connected to that, contact Spectrum. But that's pretty exciting that that's all done. And then the Old Town Office, 85 Pleasant Street, RFPs have been published. Going to close on January 3rd at 2 p.m. So if you know anybody that wants to own a little piece of Oxford history, have them turn that in by 2 p.m. on January 3rd. Then the Selectmen's meeting on the 5th, they'll be presented to the board. Also want to welcome our new deputy clerk, Julie Jakes. She started on the 12th, and she comes with some previous deputy clerk experience, and we're excited to have her on board. So other than that, That's what I got. Oh, I have one more thing. Sorry about that. I also.
I knew you weren't done.
Yes. I got a little excited myself. I also wanted to mention about the school board piece. There's an opening on the school board that everybody is aware. I talked to the chairman of the board, Sharon, who wasn't able to be with us here tonight. She wanted me just to bring up the open seat, wanted me to bring up the fact that the board is going to have to discuss a process on how to fill that. Thus far, we are getting a lot of interest on that particular open seat, because the Board of Selectmen has the ability to appoint somebody until the next election, which would mean they could appoint them next month and they would run until June. So for the applications that we receive, one of the thoughts was that the Board of Selectmen conduct interviews for those people that submit applications, and then potentially do an appointment thereafter. Those interviews can be done in executive session. They checked with the attorney and he felt that was appropriate.
I
So,
think that's what we ought to do.
so if we get applications, if you want me to just schedule executive session for the beginning of the meeting?
Well, I mean, I don't know what anybody else's opinion, that's just my opinion.
No.
So I've got more calls on this than anything I've had in a long time. No?
I wouldn't be in disagreement,
Mhm.
but I don't want to put the cart before the horse. If you only get one or two applications, depending on who those applications are, if they're people that we know, or, I don't know that it's probably, maybe not necessary.
Okay.
If you have a half a dozen, 8 to 10 to choose from,
Mhm.
that might be a little bit more difficult decision, I guess.
As of right now, you have two, right?
We now just have to, yep.
And they've never been beating down the door to get on the school board until now. So,
Correct.
I mean, we've had elections go by where people didn't even run.
Yep.
So,
Well, maybe it's an opportunity to get somebody that, I mean, it is definitely 5 people up around.
well, and not only are they, correct me if I'm wrong, if they put in the application to get appointed, and they are appointed, they'll still have to draw their papers to run in June if they want to stay on the school board, so.
Right.
Could be, well, it'll be a short-term appointment, because they're gonna be running for the seat anyway in June, so.
It's a good audition for somebody.
So I mean, that's my piece on it. Maybe see what you get for applications, and then decide if we,
I mean, what we could do, yeah, as you get your packets the Monday before the meeting, we could make that, I could reach out.
and I would certainly welcome them to come, but, if we wait till the Monday of the meeting, I don't know who these people are that have applied, but they may be, working,
Mhm.
unable to come to that one meeting if they're gonna decide that one meeting. I think that was the goal, was to decide before the next school board meeting, so.
What's up, you folks?
I think we just
I
have to
mean,
do
if
the
we
best
got
we
another
can.
week and we got the right one, wouldn't it be worth it?
I think we have, want to schedule a special selectmen's meeting to do it. I wouldn't be opposed to that, but
Yeah.
again, putting the cart before the horse, we see what we get for applications and see what, if we can make a decision that first meeting in January, fine. If we have to schedule a meeting, let's schedule a meeting.
I'm gonna miss that meeting.
What a shocker. Well, vacation.
Do we have damn stuff that night too?
Not anymore.
Hey, my kids bought us tickets, I can't help it. Bought them back in July.
Okay. So I can reach out to either the chair or yourself, before when we get closer, and see what we want to do with that.
My opinion right now would be, you see what you get for applications, and then you invite them to the selectmen's meeting if they'd like to come and make a pitch. We'd certainly be willing to listen, but I don't know about scheduling.
I've been getting a few emails.
I think we've all gotten emails, and we've all gotten phone calls, probably several, probably a dozen for myself, and you guys always get more than I do. But we still only have 2 applications.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and the message has been consistent from this office that if you're interested in being appointed, you fill out a committee application, and
I think that actually went in the newspaper too, potentially. If they want to be appointed, they need to.
Oh, yeah, I will, yeah.
I thought it already was, but Maybe it was on Facebook or something.
I can't remember what I did yesterday.
Thank you. Okay. That sounds good. And then, the only other thing that's pretty lighthearted, tomorrow's supposed to snow a whole bunch, we're gonna be here, but if it's, snowing wicked bad, we'll make a decision on if we need to leave early or not, so. But,
You're not calling it early already, are you?
nope, I'm gonna be here. That's all I have, sir. Been a tough night.
Selectmen items.
I just caught it tonight out of the corner of my eye. I saw something that's funny, pay attention, but I'm sure they're gonna be plowing tomorrow, so they probably wouldn't get to it, but if they shouldn't be plowing tomorrow morning and they want to take a ride up on Whittemore Road, they could pick up that air conditioner beside the road up there, because I know where it's gonna be, down in my woods, after the first snow plow.
I mentioned that to Shane when I was getting sand. He said he was gonna get it, but I noticed it was still sitting there.
Yeah, it did. Well, the other morning, I didn't pay any attention, I see something there, and then tonight I had a little more time when I come through there to look at
Well,
it.
I looked, but there was a car coming up the hill, because Beth called me, and she said it was in the middle of the road when they went around it, when somebody had just dropped it off, I don't know, day before or yesterday.
Home
or what.
delivery, so to speak.
Yeah, and so I said, oh, I'll look, but I didn't see it, but I couldn't see with the.
Caught a guy going with sheet rock this morning, when I was going to work, and I said, why would you be taking sheet rock up there? Because I was glad my cable was still up there. I know where they sometimes put it. But tonight, when I come over, I went down and come straight across over. And lo and behold, about half of that's right in the road down there.
All righty.
Anything ever gonna come of that, down to the dump on the containers?
You know what I think? I think that we should have, Mr. Ed Knightley come and do his department head report for the next meeting, and we should ask him directly, how's that?
Okay, sounds good.
He ain't gonna be here. He's on
Oh, wait, that'd be
vacation.
gone.
Oh.
Oh, we'll take care of the junk like, don't worry about it.
What's that?
Second January.
Yeah.
Well, I set it up for you.
I'm good.
How do I do this?
Getting abused tonight, man, real bad.
You're a pretty easy target.
Just one more thing.
Take that warrant and then we'll vote to approve them.
You think I'd be doing this?
Oh yeah, you're getting a little.
I'll go back to the meeting of that before I got here.
One place to sign in there?
What was
That's a
that?
big one, yeah.
To,
Well, we don't have any public
Yeah.
amends and.
Lost Gulf.
No, you're.
Public accounting.
Nobody wants to use those.
They were,
Those are one
Huh?
of
Are they?
what was it? What was it talking to you about?
And this is the marijuana.
It's taking place.
Yeah, we usually send it around.
And,
We might be back in again this next week.
yeah, I think you're gonna
Oh, yeah.
picking that up already.
No, but, that proposal came in from the other two senators,
No.
dead on arrival.
You,
I did not touch your pen.
And I do think that microphone went bad, so.
Yeah. I like it very much.
That's it. Well,
I'd say that's just, we probably need to replace it.
is it charged?
It was,
This first meeting, we were down here early.
What's it supposed to be?
it's the microphone.
New chair.
To go on the cable, kind of like
Shutting
cable
off.
TV.
Oh,
So what does it-
battery?
you know what?
It's on Zoom,
No, well, it's recorded and we get on it.
then you put it on.
But the computer has a microphone in it anyway, but it's better than something.
Did you see what happened? Did you say what happened?
Well,
The car accident?
good.
I'm taking some-
money out of the sewer connection line. It's 220, 220,000, doesn't sound like.
Well, originally it was 250, but there was some money spent out of that over the last year and a half. I can get you, I'll get you the breakdown so you can see it.
Needed some stuff with the facility.
Yeah, there was some other things in the past too, so. That stuff we haven't been billed yet for.
I do have a question. When they, if you're not home and they come and do your appraisal, or whatever they call it, for the revaluation, do they leave a note or anything so you know they were there?
Yep, they're supposed to be leaving like a card on your door or something like that.
Okay.
So that you know that they were there.
Guess then maybe it then.
Yep.
They sent a card saying they were coming.
Make a motion signing 45, 46, 47, and 48.
Second it.
All in favor?
Make a motion to adjourn?
All those in favor?
Who just seconded that?
Scott?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
Dan
Nah.
second something.
I hope you guys all have a great holiday, Christmas, or
Hey, thank
whatever
you
you're
too.
going on.
Have a great time.
Yeah, I'll have Adam send it.
23 minutes.
Yeah, okay. Tell me from now on to make a agenda of that shop, that'd be great.
Well, he won't be here next time anymore.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably do it quick next time too.
I'll call in and see how you guys are doing.
Jesus.
You want a remote in? There you go. I think it's 5 o'clock, but, it's 6 o'clock, I don't think
All right.
I'm gonna be,
6 o'clock in Jamaica. Yeah.
Did you make it time?
yeah.
Gathering up all your candy? Gathering up all your candy?
Yep.
We'll, we'll just order you one of those.
You want me to leave this for Christmas?
You can have it.
That's
No,
me,
no, no.
it's okay.
Andy came in, I'd like to kick Scott.
Did you get it together, Wendy?
Let me just pick up everybody's mess.
These guys are like, what the hell did we just get into, right? Yeah. I'm gonna walk back over.